Today, we're going to talk about poetry, music, the underlayment of the universe, how we use that, get attuned to it, and how others use it to manipulate us, all in less than 10 minutes. Can you believe it? The hook. You'll know what that means in a little bit. I've loved music my whole life, right, Darylyn?
Yes.
During the 60s, thank you, and 70s, I started to notice, though, that many song lyrics didn't really say much of importance. They were just a collection of language and sounds that appeared to make some kind of sense or tell a story on the surface, but didn't hold up under critical scrutiny. But, that especially then, that seemed to be okay. It was different times. And structures were being disassembled or torn down, and new ones built. The new ones weren't quite rooted yet, and it seemed okay just to be finding your way. However, even then, with my background in music and literature, it seemed to me that much of the music was simplistic and the stringing together of random words and sounds just lazy. Not all of it, a lot of it, though. Okay, pop quiz. Who are these people? At least one of them. Come on.
Bob Dylan.
Okay. Joan Baez is that's Joan Baez and Robert Zimmerman, aka Bob Dylan.
Robert Zimmerman, right?
Zimmerman. Yep. I took a class in pop poetry in high school, one of my favorites actually, but it was really a class in what was then modern music and lyrics. I thought this would be a nice break from my English literature emphasis with the classics and the heavy sense of tradition, going back centuries to Chaucer, Milton, and Shakespeare. Well, I was right, but many of the class participants were there for what they thought would be an easy grade. Many of the students of studies of lyrics devolved into scatological humor with the boys. Okay, I participated. I still remember the Beavis and Butthead style sniggers when the teacher read the lyrics to Hard Rain by Bob Dylan with the refrain, and it's a hard, and it's a hard, and it's a hard, and it's a hard rain gonna fall. Please don't ask me to explain why that was funny. When you're 16, that's really funny if you're a boy. So what is poetry? I remember this teacher's deep-rooted conviction that Bob Dylan was truly the voice of this time of change. He was a prophetic, inspired balladeer, infused with the voice of a generation that was on to something far greater than what had gone on before. I really wrote this, by the way. Things would change, and he was riding a cresting wave that would sweep across the necrotic structures that had led to suppression and war. But poetry is not scientific analysis. It may say something, or it may make fun of our expectations that it carries weighty meaning. It may simply hold a mirror up to ourselves and challenge us to voice what we see. It also may say nothing at all. I remember the Beatles were often amused at the endless speculation about what their songs meant. They talked about it a lot. Truth be told, like many songwriters before and since, the songs were often about some trifling incident, something that was noticed about someone, or some other innocuous observation, or really nothing at all. These were dressed up in the musical structure and reputation of the group and times, and Shazam! The perception became that they were providing a window, path, or enlightened observation into the human condition. Several members later admitted that these responses provided them with lots of amusement between themselves. Archetypes. Poetry can be extremely powerful. How can this be? How can a collection of what often seems like just a string of almost random words and sounds affect us so deeply? That question makes me think about the question I often raise in my group, Santa Barbara Tarot Circle. How does tarot work? Poetry and tarot both use evocative images from the past, present, and future that tug at our notions of archetypes, repeated patterns that underlie humanity's experience. That's Kim Krantz. We've talked about her a year or so ago. And that's her deck, archetype deck. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go backwards, but let me read the rest about Kim Krantz. Kim Krantz, creator of several decks of cards, including the Wild Unknown archetypes, wrote about the power of archetypes. They arise from the chaos of the collective. It is possible that archetypes have their own agendas, their own work to do on us. They are unmistakably powerful and important, and yet non-linear and bordering on inexplicable. They are the underlying forces that affect our human experience. When you are exploring them, you are exploring the underlayment of creation. Underlayment of creation. Ooh, what's that breathing? Anyway. Oh, of course, these experiences affect us
I
deeply.
think
Of
we
course they
need
do.
to all mute ourselves except Brian because there's a sound.
Yeah, there's a sound creeping up on us.
I'll mute myself.
Okay. Of course, these experiences affect us deeply. We're talking about archetypes, and they may not process as well in our linear conscious minds as in our unconscious, nonlinear, intuitive spirit. But here's a caution note. Skipped ahead to it already. Can poetry be insidious? Can the manipulation of archetypes be exploited? Absolutely. They are every day. This is the process of selling things and getting people elected by having our subconscious minds associate their message with memories of happiness and other good and wonderful things. Do we realize that we are being manipulated by purveyors of these images? Rarely, because they are attempting to elicit our subconscious automatic responses to sell a product or elect a candidate. In his 1964 book, Understanding Media, The Extensions of Man, Marshall McLuhan coined the phrase, "The medium is the message." This phrase summed up the medium through which we choose to communicate holds as much, if not more, value than the message itself. He foresaw the use of memes and images by politicians rather than clearly outlined policy statements as the primary means to becoming elected. Keep that in mind when you get all this deluge of information from candidates that we are now. So this is amazing, the lyrics to this song. We have a clear outline of the method by which poetry and music can be used to manipulate us in the song Hook by John Popper, a blues traveler. I'm not going to play it because I really wanted to emphasize these words. He sings, "It doesn't matter what I say as long as I sing with inflection that makes you feel I'll convey some inner truth or vast reflection. But I've said nothing so far, and I can keep it up for as long as it takes. And it don't matter who you are. If I'm doing my job, then it's your resolve that breaks. Because the hook brings you back. I ain't telling you no lie. The hook brings you back. On that, you can rely." Actually, I'm going to continue that. I hadn't planned to, but we're zipping through this. Oh, do I have it? The only one I didn't print. Believe me, anyway, continues along in this same vein. And the first 10 times I heard this song, I'm like, wow, that's a great song. It has a lot of meaning. Well, what he's saying is, It carries whatever meaning I want it to, because that's what I'm an expert at, just like many people that are selling you things, that are wanting you to elect them. If they grab you by these archetypal images and associations with things that you love and remember, they have you. They don't have to say anything. It's wonderful that we can explore the power of archetypal images and feelings. They can enhance our appreciation of creation and make us better poets, musicians, writers, and artists. They can also be used to manipulate us. So take care of the source when a phrase, image, or song instantly elicits an automatic response from you.